I knew the day would come. I knew a day would come when I would see this sort of headline. Oh, so after all these years of demonizing Meghan Markle, writing all sorts of vile things about her, lying about her, manipulating the gullible sheeple to hate her for no reason. This woman hasn't wronged anyone personally, but yet they hate her. After all these years, now it's let's stop demonizing her. We need her to help our monarchy survive. We need her to save the monarchy. Who would come back to the same country that's been demonizing them for years, literally years? In 2016, Harry had to beg the press to stop the racial attacks, to stop the attacks against this poor woman. Instead, we headlines like straight out of Compton, her exotic blood was going to mix and dilute the royal family. He wrote also vile, racist, evil things about this woman. They demonize her, and now they want her to save the monarchy. Why? Why would she want to do that? Why would she want to leave the comfort of her beautiful mansion in Montecito to come and save the same royal family that did not do anything to stop the press attacks against her and her family? Not just her. After she had Archie and Elizabeth, they carried on the attacks on those two kids till date. She should come back and save that monarchy? How? Why? The same royal family that when a journalist likened Archie to an animal, did nothing, did absolutely nothing. They just sat there, took it all, allowed it all to go on. When Jeremy Clarkson said he dreamt of the day Meghan was going to be paraded naked on the streets with things thrown at her, what did Camilla do? She went to lunch with him. Prince William went on his show. This was after he'd said that very vile thing about Meghan. Piers Morgan has attacked Meghan for so long. What does Camilla do? Invites him and has lunch with him. So she should come back and save that monarchy. These clowns are jokers. Like literally, I don't know why they're not in face paint and in a circus. If I'm Meghan, I'd not even look at them twice. No wonder she's not going to step her foot in this country without adequate security for her and her kids. She's not going to save your monarchy. Let Kate save it.
Welcome to the show. What are your thoughts? Should he continue fighting his case or should he let it go?
If he wishes to fight the case and he can afford to do so, why not? And we have to remember, this is not only Harry. There are other celebrities involved, and everyone seems to be emphasizing on Harry only. The other thing I want to say to your panelist, Carol, I've watched you, Carol, on many Jeremy Vine shows and other programs, and from day one, you have been very anti-Harry.
Yes, I am.
Carol, yes, you have been.
I am.
Now,
I'm
Carol,
not advising. I am, yes.
May I speak, please?
Well, I'm just answering what you said.
Sarah, go on.
Right. What I want to say, Carol, you're a journalist. Mm-hmm. If this was you, Carol, your personal life, your children, your family members, and your family yourself was hacked, and your personal information was leaked out to the global world, how would you, Carol, feel?
Two things.
Answer me, please.
Two things. I'm not a member of the royal family. It is not my job to be in the public eye in that way. Two things. You just told me not to interrupt you. So let me say, I'm going to answer what you just said there. You also said, how would I feel if the press were looking into my family? Well, the difference between me and Prince Harry is I would not write a trashy book slating my family, slating my father, slating Queen Camilla, slating Wills and slating Kate. I would not write that kind of book. So the reason he is getting a lot of stuff now and after that book is precisely because
hold on,
of that.
Carol, he's talking about articles that were written before he wrote
she's just said, from the minute I came on the Vine show, I've been against Harry. This is why I'm against Harry.
Is because of Spare, yes. But you're talking about articles that were written after Spare. You think that's fine for him to be treated whatever way by the press. But the articles that he's talking about that this case involves were pre-Spare.
Yes. He is a member of the royal family. He is going to be scrutinised. His brother has never created a fuss about being scrutinised. And when those two boys were young, there were constraints put on the press.
Sorry for Harry.
But that wasn't the male editor. I didn't think.
I know.
Sorry.
I know. Look, the law took its course, and I will not do what I said we shouldn't do about parliamentary investigations. The law took its course. Harry won previous cases, he lost this one. I don't think he was wrong to try, because remember, it's not just Harry, it's Doreen Lawrence too. Doreen Lawrence, who once really loved the male because they stood up for her son.
But what's going on there?
I don't know. But I do feel sorry for her. And I think Tim is so wrong to blame Meghan for this. The thing is, as soon as he started going out with Meghan and saying he was going to marry her, that love that the nation had for him just started to break apart. Just
like the wedding was great. The wedding was an amazing moment.
No, that was a moment. But oh my goodness, all the articles before that, Rachel Johnson describing this woman as from the wrong side of the tracks. They were having a freebie about this, okay? It's the same as Yoko Ono. It is the same as Iman. When Iman marries David Bowie, she gets it.
Yoko Ono broke up the Beatles. I mean, that's far greater level.
Their boy. This is their boy.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But I also feel very sorry for Harry, in the way that his father is behaving towards him, in the way his stepmother is behaving towards him. He lost his mum, a child, the way the royals have behaved towards this boy.
I wonder whether he's in a way still in a spin as a result of Diana's.
I think there is a lot there.
And then you kind of want to, you think, if I just destroy the Daily Mail, I'll be happier.
He wasn't the only one. We can't make this about Harry. Five people were involved.
We'll take a break and we're going to get some calls. Do you feel sorry for Harry? That is the question. It is mainly about him. He's lost his phone hacking case.
It shouldn't be.
But it is mainly because he's a prince. 0207 862
Oh, the irony is absolutely killing me right now. You have got to look at this absolute joke of a situation. For literally years, the British tabloid press painted Meghan Sussex like she was the ultimate supervillain. They treated her like the biggest threat to the entire monarchy, running non-stop toxic hit pieces day in and day out. It was completely vile. Let's rewind the tape for a second. All the way back in 2016, Harry had to drop an unprecedented public statement begging these savage reporters to stop the disgusting harassment and outright abuse directed at his girlfriend. A few months into dating, and they were already trying to destroy her. But fast forward to right now, and suddenly the narrative is doing a complete flip. Now you've got these same miserable commentators crawling out of the woodwork suggesting, get this, that Meghan should come back and help out the institution. Are you kidding me? Let's get this straight. For years, you told the public she was a problem, a disaster, and a danger to the crown. But the second things get a little shaky and the firm needs some actual star power, you're practically begging for her to fly across the Atlantic. It makes zero sense. For regular people watching this circus, the math just isn't mathing. If she was supposedly so terrible, why is her presence still the only thing they're obsessed with? I'll tell you why. Because she has the star power, she has the relevance, and they are completely desperate. The tabloids can spend a decade throwing mud, but they still can't deny that Meghan is the main event. It is pure hypocrisy, and the media looks completely foolish trying to rewrite their own trash history. Keep shining, Meghan. Let's get one thing straight right now. Harry isn't just out here playing defense for his own sake. The man is going head-to-head with a massive toxic machine that has been running the show for decades. The tabloid defenders are throwing a massive party over one single legal setback, but his supporters know the truth. One technical courtroom loss doesn't magically wipe out the mountains of absolute filth he has exposed about how these media companies operate. And oh my God, did you see the Storm and Alexis show? That brilliant caller phoned in and completely destroyed Carol Malone. The caller asked a simple question. How would you feel if your own family was hunted, harassed, and hounded by the press like that? And what did Carol Malone do? She completely panicked. She started ducking and dodging the question like a terrible boxer. Instead of showing an ounce of empathy, she completely diverted and started crying about, "Oh, but Harry made a mistake by releasing Spare." Are you kidding me, Carol? Talk about weak. You cannot answer a basic question about human decency, so you bring up a book from years ago. It is pure, desperate deflecting because she knows she's got zero logical arguments left. It's just pure hater energy on live TV. That exact lack of accountability is why regular folks respect Harry's persistence. He didn't pack his bags and hide when things got tough. Supporters see a guy who is 100% determined, not defeated. He is forcing the system to answer the hard questions, and watching people like Carol Malone completely fall apart trying to defend the indefensible is a total victory in itself. Keep swinging, Harry. You have got to love how Harry's book Spare dropped years ago, and yet these royalists are still losing their absolute minds over it. They literally cannot move on. It is living completely rent-free in their heads. You have to admit one thing. Spare completely changed the conversation. It blew the lid off the entire operation. Harry didn't just tell his story. He forced some massive, uncomfortable truths about life inside that monarchy right into the open. He sparked a global debate about toxic family dynamics, the media's stranglehold on the palace, and the whole rigid royal culture. Squaddies see exactly what happened. Harry exposed the guts of a broken system that the establishment wanted to keep hidden behind shiny uniforms and fake smiles. And that is exactly why the hate toward him is still so incredibly loud today. He broke the code of silence. And speaking of people who desperately need to get a life, can we talk about Carol Malone for a hot second? Oh my days, this woman makes it her absolute life's mission to thrash Harry and Meghan on every single TV show she can crawl onto. It is completely embarrassing. Every time she's on a panel, she is spitting pure venom, trying to act like Spare was some unforgivable sin while completely ignoring the actual systemic media abuse Harry was fighting against. Sit down, Carol. The obsession is unhealthy at this point. It's giving pure fan behavior. For regular people out here, this is the ultimate proof of what happens when you tell the truth about a toxic environment. The people who benefit from the dysfunction will hate you for the rest of your life just for speaking up. They wanted him to stay the quiet, compliant Spare. Instead, he wrote his truth, shook the table, and left them scrambling to fix their image. Keep talking your truth, Harry, because the haters are clearly still pressed.
Let's talk about the absolute elephant in the courtroom right now. Have you noticed how the media is acting like Harry was the only guy standing in front of the judge? The brilliant Yasmin Alibai-Brown came out and pointed out the absolute facts. This massive lawsuit involved a whole group of different high-profile claimants. There were multiple people taking on the press. Yet if you look at the newsstands, 99% of the front pages are just plastered with Harry's face. Yasmin straight up said she feels incredibly sorry for the guy, especially with the completely cold, terrible way his own brother, King Charles, and Camilla treat him. If you want to see what petty looks like at the highest level, just look at how Camilla, Charles, and William are treating Harry. It is completely cold-blooded. First of all, look at this absolute circus with his accommodation. Harry flies into the UK, and the palace pulls this shady last-minute U-turn on his housing. One minute, he's got a secure place to stay at the palace, and the next minute, they completely withdraw the offer, using some petty excuse about a court judgment deadline. Are you kidding me? Buckingham Palace isn't some booked-out Airbnb on a holiday weekend. They have 1,000 rooms, but they'd rather lock the front gate on him and make him find his own security just to send a message. It is pure, calculated disrespect. You've got Queen Camilla behind the scenes, practically saying "over my dead body" when it comes to letting Harry back into the fold. She is still holding a massive grudge over Spare, acting completely unforgiving because he dared to call out how she used the tabloids for her own PR. Then you've got Prince William, who has completely nailed the door shut, as his tabloids always claim. He's out here acting like a stubborn child, completely refusing to even look in Harry's direction or have a basic conversation, treating his own brother's fight for accountability like some unforgivable betrayal. And King Charles, he's just letting the whole toxic dynamic ride out, leaving Harry completely exposed without proper security protection for his family, which forced Meghan and the kids to stay back in California. They are actively making it as difficult and unsafe as possible for him to even visit his home country. This isn't royal protocol, this is just a textbook toxic family freeze-out. It's the ultimate double standard. They protect certain family members with dark secrets, but the second Harry stands up to the corrupt media machine that harassed his mother and his wife, his own dad, brother, and stepmother completely turn their backs on him. It is petty, it is weak, and honestly, it just proves they are terrified of his independence. Like the man is fighting a massive battle on the outside, and his own flesh and blood are completely freezing him out. It's cold-blooded. The press has completely turned Harry into the entire story, totally ignoring the actual broader legal case. Why? Because his name generates the massive clicks. They don't care about the legal technicalities, they just want to exploit his name for profit. For regular folks watching this, it's just plain obvious bullying. It's like when a whole group of kids gets caught doing something in class, but the teacher only screams at the one kid they already don't like. It's completely unfair, it's completely transparent, and it shows the media's massive bias.
But despite the family drama and the press obsession, Harry is the only one with the backbone to stand up and keep pushing. Massive respect to him for carrying the weight on his shoulders while everyone else ducks for cover. Let's zoom out and look at the absolute biggest joke in all of this. It does not matter if the front page is about a massive court case, a boring royal engagement, or some random headline cooked up by the tabloids. Harry and Meghan are still the absolute center of gravity for the entire conversation. They left the UK years ago, gave up the royal duties, moved across the world to mind their own business, and yet the British press still acts like they are running the whole show. We squatties see exactly what this is. It is the ultimate proof of how much massive influence and star power they still hold. The palace can try to freeze them out all they want, but the second Harry or Meghan breathes, the entire UK media machine drops everything to talk about them. They are completely addicted to them. For regular people watching this from the outside, it's just hilarious. It's exactly like that bitter, toxic ex who claims they are totally over you, but they still check your Instagram story every minute and bring your name up in every single conversation. Like, honey, if you hate them so much, why can't you stop talking about them? So I have to ask you guys, does this constant, non-stop obsession say more about Harry and Meghan, or does it show that the palace and the trash media are completely empty without them? They need the Sussexes for relevance, they need them for the clicks, and they need them to survive. Thank you all for watching. I am your host, Miles. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Catch you all in the next video. Goodbye.